of murder. Today, mostly sunny with a high at 57. Tonight, 39 is the low, and rain moves in. A 50-50 shot tonight, and Thursday an 80% chance with a high at 52. That rain continues through Thursday night and Friday, and possibly even into Saturday. With news on 103.9 WYAB, I'm Chris Davis. For the murder of Jimmy J. Lee in 2022, Timothy Harrington of Grenada will spend 40 years in prison. He pleaded guilty Monday to killing the Ole Miss student who was from Jackson, and the judge handed down a 50-year sentence with 10 suspended. 30 of those are for second-degree murder. The other 10 are for tampering with evidence, namely hiding Lee's body in Carroll County. The man who will lead Ole Miss in the college football playoffs is being introduced today in a press conference that is going national. The SEC Network and the ESPN app will be carrying the press conference from Oxford. You may already know the name. Pete Golding has been with the Rebels since 2023 as defensive coordinator. Veterans may have better access to non-opioid pain relief because opioids are so addictive and could make their situations worse. Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith is the co-sponsor of a bill in D.C. that would direct the VA to prescribe FDA-approved non-opioid pain relief the same way that doctors prescribe pain meds for people who are on Medicare. It's called the No Pain Act. People have been putting up their trees, and at the Mississippi Attorney General's office, they put up a tree too. Only it was dedicated to the people who have died in the state from violent crimes. Attorney General Lynn Fitch says the tree also stands for the people who are left behind to remember. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its
Welcome into the Lindsay Beckham Show. Happy Wednesday, everyone. It is Wednesday, I do believe. Thanksgiving and the breaks when the kids are out of school always throw me for a loop. I never know what day it is anymore. I have to stop and really think hard about it. We are coming to you live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios here in Flora, Mississippi, the Cotton Exchange Plaza. We are so grateful for Women's Wellness of Mississippi and their sponsorship of the show and all the great, amazing things they are doing over there for men and women both, and just for general wellness and healthcare. Go see them if you are struggling with weight loss or you're needing some hormone replacement therapy. Morgan, who is our co-host on Tuesdays, she's been talking a lot about hormones and how your body no longer naturally produces those hormones and the effects of that. And so I think hormone replacement therapy is a great thing if it can combat some of these side effects women feel when they hit that age where they are not naturally producing the hormones that their body is used to. Give them a call. They also have amazing skincare. They sell the Zeo skincare, which I've seen great results with. I know so many have as well. If you want your skin to glow, I'm telling you, you need to try the Zeo skincare. Women's Wellness is a great place to get that. They can also tell you exactly which products you need according to the type of skin that you have. They have aesthetics, Botox, facials, body sculpting, all the things. And again, just general wellness. You can get your lab work done so much cheaper there than you can with a normal primary physician. I love their model. The New Care MD is right around the corner, and then there's Men's Health and then Women's Wellness, and it's all right there in one spot. It's a one-stop shop for your whole family for your health and wellness needs. I really, really encourage and suggest that you go check them out, take advantage of what they have to offer. You will not be disappointed, and you can thank me later for that. You can call in to the show today. 601-879-0002 is the number to call in to the station. If there is anything that you would like to say, get off your chest, tell me how much you disagree with me, That's fine too. I know that there are some who do, and that's okay. Look, it takes all kinds to make the world go round. 601-879-4648 is the text line. I did not forget that today. Yesterday, I kind of went blank for some reason when giving out our phone numbers. I say it every single day, so that shouldn't happen. I blame perimenopause and hormones. Of course, I blame everything on that. Had a great night with the kids last night. We went out to Brandon, to the amphitheater, to Magic of the Lights. It was cold, but we got to see Santa. And I'm going to give you my tip here. This is if you don't listen to any other of my parenting advice, trust me, you want to listen to this. Go do these things on a weeknight. I suggest early December. Now, my twins will turn 9 on December 19th, and so I kind of like to do one thing a week. There's so many different light displays. We always go to Canton. We always go to the amphitheater. There's a new light display out at the Mississippi Mud Monsters Trustmark Park out in Pearl that I plan to take them to as well. Friday there is the downtown Jackson, the governor's mansion. I think they'll have Santa there. They'll open it up, and the Capitol, and then the old Capitol, and I think the Civil Rights Museum. All of those places are going to be open up, kind of as an open house. We come in and tour them while they're decorated for Christmas. I'm telling you, if you do these light displays earlier in the month on a weeknight, you get so much more bang for your buck. First of all, always buy our ticket for Magic of the Lights, either on the early bird special or a Black Friday sale, because they always have it discounted. And again, I always use it kind of early in the month on a weeknight. There's not a crowd. It's not bumper to bumper traffic driving through. In fact, let's tell you a little secret. Last night, they gave us a ticket when we drove up to enter and said, for tonight only. I imagine they're doing that this week every night, but you can drive back through a second time. And so we did. We drove through a second time. And again, there was not a huge crowd. We got done. We went down and we saw Santa, and they had all the walk-through light displays. It's so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. The kids loved it. You can take your picture with Santa, and they had something this year that I don't remember seeing the last couple years. They actually had it snowing. When you walk through the walk-through light displays and where Santa's sitting, there was actual snow. And I'm I'm not sometimes I say some stuff and then I have to think, "Lindsay, why did you just say that?" But my oldest daughter and I looked at each other, we're like, "Is it snowing?" We didn't realize it was coming from a snow machine. But I mean, it was just so cool to see it. It was really cold, and it really felt like we were walking through snow. So y'all go check that out at the Brandon Amphitheater, the Magic of the Lights. We had a wonderful time. Kids loved it. We love it every year. Support these groups and these places that put on these big light displays, because we want to keep those things happening. We want to keep I love the fun Christmas activities. It's just my favorite time of year, and it's so special. We always dress up in our matching pajamas, and we make hot chocolate for the car, and I am such a sucker for Christmas music and Christmas lights. I always say Christmas lights are my favorite color, and that's so true. But we had a blast, so go check that out. Last night, I touched on this a little bit yesterday, but last night was also the city council meeting in Ridgeland, where they brought up the topic of removing fluoride from the water in the city of Ridgeland. Now, I am in complete and total full support of that. I think a lot of people don't recognize the harm of fluoride, especially in children. And I did not realize that the city of Ridgeland was considering this. Now, I did speak with one of the city council members who told me that last night was just kind of the initial, hey, this is going to be something that we're looking at. So there will be another meeting that they will listen to public comment. When they schedule that, he's supposed to let me know. I will probably be there to speak in support of removing fluoride from the water system. I feel like that's something every city in the state should be looking at doing. There is a study, a Harvard study actually, that shows that areas with higher concentrations of fluoride in their water system also show lower IQs in children than areas with less or no fluoride added to their water system. So I think that that's something that we need to be concerned with. We need to be looking at, asking more studies be done before we just jump on the train that, hey, fluoride helps strengthen teeth, as we've always been told. Now, my children forego fluoride treatments at the dentist. That's a decision I made long ago when I started to do all the research that I've done into vaccines and the harmful side effects that can come from those after my son was vaccine injured. And I was, once again, appalled by what I learning that there are so many dangers of using fluoride, especially in children, when all my life I've just been told they need it. It stops tooth decay. And when you really dig into the research, yes, the Pediatric Dental Association or whatever associations there are will tell you that that's the case. But when you actually dig into the research and the studies, it seems that there is no higher level of tooth decay in children who do use fluoride than in children who don't. So I order the more expensive toothpaste online that's fluoride free. That's what my children use. And again, we forego the fluoride treatments at the dentist office. So there are a lot of facts that you don't hear very often. Like I just said, fluorinated countries who fluorinate their water do not have less tooth decay than non-fluorinated countries. It is not a natural process. More than 23 human studies and over 100 animal studies link fluoride to brain damage. So you are literally risking your children's brain cells for what they say is stronger teeth. I can't find the common sense in that whatsoever. Fluoride does affect many tissues in the body besides just the teeth. For infants, the fluorinated water provides no benefits, only risk, obviously, because infants don't have their teeth yet. So how is that going to help when they say that it builds or helps with strong teeth or the tooth decay? 50% of ingested fluoride is deposited in the bones of children. About 10% is stored in adults. So you have to think about that as well. What is that going to do in the long run? This fluoride that's being stored in the bones of your children. It is the only medicine added to public water. Therefore, you don't get a say so. This parental consent that I'm constantly preaching about, you don't get an opt in or an opt out. It's just automatically there in the public water system. So, two of the most common types of fluoride in our drinking water are called sodium silicofluoride and hydrofluorosilicic acid. They are actually, get this, waste products from the wet scrubbing systems of the fertilizer industry. They are actually classified as hazardous waste. It just blows my mind sometimes what a little bit of research will do. When you stop trusting the people who are getting paid to tell you the things they're telling you, and you really dig into the facts, The stuff that you find will blow your mind. Recent research also shows that the addition of silicofluorides to water is a risk factor for elevated lead exposure as well. So that particular type of fluoridization, which is added, one of the two types that's added to water, also leads to elevated lead exposure. The practice of putting fluoride into water has been rejected or banned in several countries, including China, Austria, Belgium, Finland, Germany, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, the Netherlands, Hungary, and Japan. Most developed nations in the world have rejected fluoride being added to their water supply. There are more people drinking artificially fluorinated water in the United States than all other countries combined. And we wonder why we're so unhealthy. Well, sometimes it's because we are not questioning the things that we're being told by people within the medical industry. I'm sorry, I wish that were not true, but it just is. It just is. And check this out, and this is something you can look at yourself. Today, nearly all toothpaste contain fluoride. Fluoride toothpaste actually carry a poison warning on them. Also, we know when children are first learning how to brush their teeth, they are apt to swallow their toothpaste. And so now they're getting even more fluoride in the body. Fluoride does not occur naturally, as some say. It goes on and on and on. And again, a Harvard medical study has shown lower IQs in children in areas with higher fluoride in their water systems. Something to think about. I think that you just need to be aware. Don't just listen and trust blindly what you're told, especially when it concerns our most vulnerable, our children. Parents, that gut instinct you have, listen to it. Listen to it. I full and wholeheartedly believe that's the Holy Spirit speaking to you and telling you, hey, this is not right. Something seems amiss here. It's a check. It's a check in your spirit, and that gut feeling, parents should always listen to. We got to take a break. When we get back, we're going to discuss kind of going along the same topic as the fluoride in the water, but what about our food? Are these ultra-processed foods causing more harm in our country? Can the government play a part in that? We're going to break all that down when we get back. Y'all stay with us right here on The Lindsay Beckham Show. Stay with us right here on The Lindsay Beckham Show.
.1039 WYAB.
Hey there, pizza lovers. It's time for family, fun, and mouth-watering moments. Gift the taste of Johnny's Pizza House. Our gift cards are the ideal treat for those you love. Warm their hearts and their bellies this holiday season. Whether it's a family gathering or just a cozy winter evening, Johnny's Pizza House is always a hit. And who knows, they might even invite you over for a slice. Visit johnnysph.com/gift cards today. Gift memories, gift joy, gift Johnny's. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice of joy.
Did you know that the average 6-room house collects 40 pounds of dust each year? Local business Pure Air Consultants duct cleaning service can rid your home of the dust, dirt, and debris that may be caught in your air ducts. They can eliminate the mold, fungi, and microbes that might be growing inside your ductwork and polluting the air you breathe in your home. Mention WYAB and receive a free UV light with system replacement. Visit online at mypureairconsultants.com. mypureairconsultants.com.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Here's John and Corey Ravenstein. Join us this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for our biggest diamond event of the season. It's Juniker Jewelry Company's Holiday Direct Diamond event. We've flown in the very latest diamond production, directly from our cutters in every shape. Gorgeous ovals, radiance, cushions, and emerald cuts. We're Mississippi's direct diamond importer with more than 10 times the diamonds you'll see in any other store in the state. At the best prices in Mississippi, guaranteed. For that engagement ring you've been promising her. Or the bigger diamond she's always wanted. Guys, this is the weekend. And we'll have it set, gift wrapped, and ready for Christmas morning. Add to that, special, up to 3 years interest-free financing, and nobody beats Juniker. Juniker Jewelry's Holiday Direct Diamond event. This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday only. I want to shake your hand.
Juniker Jewelry Company. From anywhere in Mississippi, we're at 1485 Highland Colony Parkway, just south of 463 in Madison, and online at junikerjewelry.com, Mississippi's direct diamond importer.
Hi, this is Casey Seymour from Hometown Hardware in Flora. Whether you're setting up a new spot or restocking for the season, we've got everything you need for the hunt right here at home. We've got ground blinds, shooting houses, feeders, food plot mixes, attractants, and much more. And it's not just the products, it's the hometown service you just won't get anywhere else. So before you head out to the woods, stop by your locally owned, locally trusted Hometown Hardware at 1085 Highway 49 in Flora, Mississippi.
I'm speaking with Lee Bounds of Rapid Rate Mortgage. How does real estate agent Rita Jensen succeed when time is of the essence?
In today's market, it is so important to communicate and close on time. Typically have 30 days to close, get a home inspection, appraisal, title work, that kind of thing is a mortgage process. And a realtor relationship is so important. With a realtor like Rita Jensen with Remax Connection, she helps us to close on time.
RitaJensen.net.
This is Jack Hoffman. For nearly 31 years, Tico Steakhouse has been a staple for fine dining in Jackson, Mississippi. Dad has long since desired for me to come work alongside him. And now that I'm here, I would like to invite you to come experience our family tradition of our hospitality, sizzling steaks, and healthy poured beverages. Our dining rooms are open and we are taking reservations. Our private rooms are also available along with takeout. Call today or stop in and experience Tico's in the second generation.
Tico's Steakhouse, East County Line Road in Ridgeland, 601-956-1030.
Welcome back into the Lindsay Beckham Show. Again, 601-879-0002 is the number to call in today. Let me ask you a question. Can you think of any scenario where the liberal lawmakers in San Francisco are fully aligned with the Trump administration? You probably can't think of one off the top of your head, and there probably aren't any others other than this one. But the San Francisco city attorney has filed the nation's first government lawsuit against food manufacturers over ultra-processed foods that we are selling here in America. They said that this is contributing to the diseases and that they stem from these companies' products. So they have sued 10 corporations that make some of the country's most popular food and drinks, many of them in bright, colorful packages that speak to children. And off the top of your head, you can probably think packaged foods, chips, Cool Ranch, Doritos, things that have a lot of probably food dyes. But also, you find a lot of these overly processed foods on the aisles of breads and granola bars and sauces and foods that actually claim to be healthy or all natural. A lot of times that's just not the case. And so we've got a rare situation here where liberal leaders in San Francisco, California, of all places, are now teaming up with the MAHA movement, Make America Healthy Again. And these are issues that RFK has had at the forefront ever since he was appointed by President Trump to Health and Human Services. So this lawsuit seeks unspecified damages for the costs that local governments bear for treating residents whose health has been harmed by the ultra-processed food. I kind of disagree with who they are going after. Now, they say that 70% of the American food supply is overly processed. I would say that's more than likely true. But my thought process is this: why is the government allowing these things into our food in the first place? There are many other countries, just like we talked about with fluoride in the last segment. There are many places that do not add fluoride to their water systems. Their children's teeth are not decaying. They're also not killing brain cells in their children through fluoride, and they're healthier. There are, and you can Google this, there are images that show side by side boxes of Fruit Loops. The box sold here in Canada, here in America, and then the box next to it that's sold in Canada. You can look at the ingredients. There are so many things added to our food here in America that they don't allow in other countries. We know these things make us sick. We know they're not good for us. The government knows that. I want to know, why have they for so long not done more to stop it? Why can't we do the things here that Canada does in limiting the things that can be put into our foods? It doesn't make sense to me. We're the most vaccinated country. Obviously, we have the most fluoride in our water. We have these overly processed foods more than any other country, and yet we're the sickest. And the only thing that my mind can come up with is they want us that way. The government, who is in bed with Big Pharma, we know this. They want to keep us sick. Because if they do, they have a consumer for life. They have someone who is desperately relying on Big Pharma to fix them, while steadily ingesting the things that are making you sick. Or injecting, might I add, the things that we know are making us sick. Why is it allowed? Why do we lie to Americans and tell them these things are good for you? The Mississippi Department of Health website itself states very clearly in black and white that ultra-processed foods are good for you. Are you kidding me? How can you even say that with a straight face is what I want to know, Dan Edney. How can you get behind that? It's outrageous. And we're not stupid. I guess they just think Americans are such idiots that we can't understand these things are harmful. It makes me so irate that they're able to get away with it. It's just, to me, it's criminal. It's absolutely criminal. But in this lawsuit, San Francisco, the city accuses these companies of unfair and deceptive acts in how they market and sell their foods, arguing that such practices violate the state's unfair competition law and public nuisance statute. They also argue that the companies knew that their food made people sick but sold it anyway. So it's unclear how successful this lawsuit will actually be. In August, there was a federal judge in Philadelphia who dismissed one of the nation's first private lawsuits over ultra processed foods. It was filed by a consumer who was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and non alcoholic fatty liver disease at just age 16. The judge, who was appointed by President Joe Biden, by the way, ruled that the plaintiff's claims lacked specifics about which products he had consumed and when. They have since filed an amended complaint, according to the lawyers at the firm representing that plaintiff, Morgan & Morgan. But San Francisco is forging ahead with this lawsuit anyway. They believe that this is an issue that these food producers need to be more mindful of and paying attention to. You can pick up a box of Lunchables and try and read off the ingredients on the back. There are words that are a mile long. They don't even sound like good ingredients. There are even certain ingredients added to prevent caking. Well, you know what? Food that's good for you is going to rot or mold if it's not eaten in a timely manner. That's why you can sit a McDonald's hamburger out for a year and then go back and see that it's barely changed, if it's changed at all. It doesn't mold, it doesn't rot, it doesn't go bad because it is full of preservatives that are not good for the human body. So these city officials in San Diego are starting to sound a whole lot like our Secretary of Health and Human Services, RFK, and his Make America Healthy Again movement. Now, RFK has rallied against ultra-processed foods, which are typically made in labs and contain ingredients not found in home kitchens, which we know contribute to chronic diseases. These foods are linked to obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cancer, and cognitive decline. They said they don't agree with RFK on many of his other stances, but this is different. They have sued in this lawsuit the Coca-Cola Company, PepsiCo, Kraft Heinz Company, Post Holdings, the cereal maker, Mandela's International, which makes Oreos and Chips Ahoy. It also names General Mills, Nestle USA, Kellogg, Mars Incorporated, and ConAgra brands. None of those companies have responded to requests for comments about this ongoing lawsuit over ultra-processed foods. Pay attention. Read the labels. Pay attention to what you are putting in your body. Obviously, it's so very important. We got to take a break. Y'all stay with us. We will be back to discuss so much more here on The Lindsay Beckham Show. More here on The Lindsay Beckham Show.
.1039 WYAB.
Some of the best parts about being home for the holidays are sharing stories, sharing gifts, and sharing a slice of pizza you crave the most. Like the classic Sweep the Kitchen from Johnny's Pizza House, topped with 11 legendary ingredients. It's the main course on everyone's wish list. Need a gift for that hard to buy person in your life? Get them a Johnny's Pizza House gift card and go from good friend to best friend. They may even end up sharing it with you. Share a slice of home this holiday season with Johnny's Pizza House.
Pure Air Consultants has always been your go-to for reliable and affordable heating and cooling systems, and now we are offering day and night brand to avoid the 25 to 30% increases that everyone is talking about. With day and night, Pure Air Consultants professionals can install a reliable system with a 10-year system warranty, and right now receive $20 off on service diagnostic fees. Call us today, 601-939-7420, mypureairconsultants.com.
Nick Bain served Mississippi for over a decade in the State House. During that time, he fought for our children by protecting them against explicit materials pushed by the woke agenda. He protected taxpayers by streamlining government and helped create policies that have made Mississippi better. Nick and his team at Bain Bowen will use the same tenacity in helping you with all your legal matters. Call them today at 601-953-2994. Find Nick online at bainbowen.com. That's BAIN Bowen.com.
CBS News Brief. The Department of Homeland Security has officially launched an immigration enforcement operation in New Orleans. Reporter Katie Weiss has the latest.
We expect to see about 200 agents here over the next couple of weeks making several arrests, not only in New Orleans, but also across the Louisiana and Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Federal authorities are also preparing an immigration enforcement operation in Minnesota, primarily focusing on Somali immigrants. Reporter Barrett Leone.
This move could potentially impact hundreds of people here in Minnesota. Our state is home to the largest Somali population, close to 80,000 people.
With peace efforts for Ukraine apparently stalled, NATO's chief is urging members to continue their support for Kyiv.
Our support must continue unabated to help Ukraine defend itself today and deter tomorrow, for their own sake and for ours.
CBS News Brief, I'm Cammie McCormick.
When looking for an SUV that checks all the boxes, get to Mazda Jackson today and let this be the season where you drive away with a gift that gives back in a 2025 CX-5. Right now, enjoy special 2.9% financing for 63 months and see why it's a compact crossover that's built for you. And get 1 year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute. Shop online at MazdaJackson.com or visit Mazda Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
Did you know that the average 6-room house collects 40 pounds of dust each year? Local business Pure Air Consultants duct cleaning service can rid your home of the dust, dirt, and debris that may be caught in your air ducts. They can eliminate the mold, fungi, and microbes that might be growing inside your ductwork and polluting the air you breathe in your home. Mention WYAB and receive a free UV light with system replacement. Visit online at mypureairconsultants.com. mypureairconsultants.com.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
Burgers, blues, barbecue, the name says it all. At our spots in Madison, downtown Brandon, and Flowood at Dogwood, dive into mouth-watering, award-winning burgers and barbecue like our tender brisket and savory pulled pork that'll have you licking your fingers clean. Our B3 Catering Company can handle any job from 5 to 5,000 people and with 2 food trucks ready for all your special events. Check out the all-new burgersblues.com to view our full menu, order carryout, and delivery by locally owned Take a Break deliveries.
What are people saying about Tom's Fried Pies in Richland?
Tom's Fried Pies. And I made the mistake. I ordered one pie. I figured, you know what? I'll try Tex-Mex. It was so good. Man, second go around, I ate the pecan pie. You will need a meat pie and a dessert one. Get both because they are off the hook.
I went to Tom's Fried Pies today, and I'm going back. I tried the taco one, really good. When I go back, I'll bring some home.
Tom'sFriedPies.com.
Come together.
Welcome back into the Lindsay Beckham Show. We are discussing the things that are in our water system, things that are in our overly processed foods here in this country. that are making us sick, and nobody seems to be doing anything about it. You know, it's got to be a concerning issue when you've got liberals in San Francisco teaming up with the Trump administration, because I don't think that there is anything else they could ever possibly agree on. But we also had news over the weekend, and I think with it being a holiday weekend, and then, of course, Lane Kiffin Gate here in Mississippi, it kind of got overlooked, and I think it definitely should be discussed. But the leading vaccine regulator at the FDA, y'all, the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA itself, has announced a far stricter course for federal vaccine approvals following claims from his team that COVID vaccines were linked to the deaths of at least 10 children. Look, I don't find joy in saying, I told you so. But guess what? I told you so. I screamed it from the rooftops as loud as I possibly could, or at least what they would allow to be shown on social media, because they very much tried to keep any talk of the COVID vaccine from being seen. But Dr. Prasad, whose vaccine policy direction is obviously being supported by RFK, told the FDA staff that the agency will now rethink its approach to vaccination programs. He sent out an email Friday that made it through FDA offices and then was later obtained by several media outlets. He says that they plan to re-examine annual flu shot policies. And this one's a big one. Consider limits on giving vaccines simultaneously, which screaming about that for a long time too. These so-called safe and effective vaccines that there have never been any double-blind placebo safety testing done on in the first place. There's definitely never been any testing done when you give 6 in one day. He's also talking about requiring more robust safety and efficacy data from pharmaceutical manufacturers before approval. That would be nice, right? The internal memo reportedly stated that a recent review determined at least 10 children had died after and because of receiving the COVID vaccine. He noted that these deaths appear to be tied to myocarditis or inflammation of the heart muscle. This is a profound revelation, Dr. Prasad wrote. For the first time, the U.S. FDA will acknowledge that COVID-19 vaccines have killed American children. Where is the outcry here? Where is the demand for justice for these children, is what I want to know. Did their lives not matter? It gets me fired up, y'all. It gets me fired up. It makes my blood boil. Dr. Prasad also says new rules will impose tight restrictions on vaccines for pregnant women. I agree with that. He says that he remains open to vigorous discussions and debate, reportedly adding that staff who did not agree with the core principles of his new approach should just submit their resignations. Well, finally, we have somebody with a backbone. Finally, we have somebody willing to stand up for what's right. The memo did not include identifying details of these 10 children, and the vaccine manufacturers were not named. Now, of course, we are seeing doctors pour in with their opinions, talking about how this is dangerous and irresponsible. I tell you what's dangerous and irresponsible. It's forcing parents to inject their children with something that's never been safety tested. That's dangerous and irresponsible. How dare anyone argue against safety testing? How dare anyone argue against an administration who wants to come in and find out the causes and the reasons for our children being sick and then attempt to fix the problem? I'll tell you who. Somebody whose pockets are being lined by Big Pharma. That's who. Dr. Prasad says that he has evidence that this vaccine killed these children. I believe we will see that evidence. I believe that it will be disclosed. Transparency breeds trust, y'all. That's a fact. It just does. And what we have not seen from vaccine manufacturers is transparency. In fact, what we have seen is the Act of 1986, which says, hey, we can't be held liable even if our product kills you, even if our product injures you, even if our product makes you sick. Guess what? Can't sue us. We can't be to blame. We can't be held accountable by law. And that was under the Reagan administration. Now, I adore Ronald Reagan, but he was so wrong. He was so wrong, and he never should have allowed the Act of 1986 to go into law. Because these vaccine manufacturers can say or do whatever will make them the most money, and you have no recourse whatsoever. None, zero, nada. They will never be to blame. They can never be held accountable. Current and former FDA staff, as well as the outside public health specialist, said the new plan could dramatically slow the vaccine pipeline. That would be a good thing if you ask me. It would require far larger studies before granting approvals, they said, and could delay product launches and make companies more cautious about developing or expanding vaccines. You know what? Shouldn't they be cautious in the first place? Shouldn't they want larger studies done before granting approval, before we just ask you to inject these things into your children? Show me the negative in that. They say that his insistence on reevaluating whether multiple vaccines should be given together could upend years of established federal guidance. Maybe because your established federal guidance is BS. The immunization schedule of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, with the CDC, currently recommends giving multiple childhood vaccines at the same medical visit. It also encourages adults to receive several shots for respiratory viruses, including the flu, COVID, and RSV, all at one time for convenience. I am excited that there's an administration in office who cares. I'm excited that there is an administration in office right now who wants more testing, more safety studies, and who wants to get to the bottom of what is causing the sickness and the deaths and the drastic increase of children on the spectrum. And when I see people speak out against those things, boy, it gets me fired up. You can clearly tell who's concerned about doing the right thing here and who's concerned about getting their paycheck. It's obvious. Y'all stay with us. We got to take our last break. We will be right back here to wrap things up on this Wednesday afternoon here on The Lindsay Beckham Show. Wednesday afternoon here on The Lindsay Beckham Show.
Keep it tuned here to 1039 WYAB.
Getting a new prescription filled in your eyeglasses may not get rid of your headaches. It may not be the prescription at all. If your eyeglasses are not custom fit and properly adjusted to you, that could be the source of your headaches. At Eye Gear Optical, we verify the prescription in your lenses and the custom fitting of your frames to ensure you have the most comfortable and visually accurate eyeglasses every time. We fit eyeglasses to you, your lifestyle, and your budget. Eye Gear Optical, 2630 Highway 80 East in Pearl and eyegearoptical.com.
Business owners, tired of drowning in payroll, compliance, and back office headaches? Peoplease has your back. Peoplease can free you from the never-ending grind of employee administration, such as time and attendance, onboarding, background checks, even business insurance. While you focus on growing your business, Peoplease handles the paperwork. Stop stressing and start succeeding. Partner with Peoplease, locally based in Ridgeland. Visit peoplease.com and get back to business.
Have you been injured through no fault of your own? Do you know your rights? Don Evans does. Do you really believe that the insurance company would disclose all information to you? Don Evans will make sure that you are fully informed. It costs nothing to discuss your case. From car wrecks to malpractice, Don Evans will make you and your family whole again. Don Evans won't ever charge unless he collects for you. Call Don for a free, no-obligation consultation at 601-969-2006.
People ask me all the time, when is the best time to buy a new zero-turn mower? Well, the answer is right now. I'm David Frederick, owner of Frederick Sales and Service. We have end-of-the-year deals on the industry's best brands of zero-turn mowers. We have instant rebates and closeout prices on remaining 2025 inventory of Exmark, Hustler, Steel, and now Skag 2. You can buy now and pay later because 0% financing is always available at Frederick's. Frederick Sales and Service, serving you for over 3 decades in Brandon since 1993.
This is Doug with Magnolia Safety Group. Imagine a workplace where every employee feels safe and empowered. At Magnolia Safety Group, we make that vision a reality. From OSHA compliance to customized training, hazard assessments, and safety audits. We deliver tailored solutions that protect your people and boost productivity. Don't just meet safety standards, exceed them. Partner with Magnolia Safety Group and build a safer future one workplace at a time. Call us today to get started or check out our website at magnoliasafetygroup.com.
Y'all come see us at Flora Animal Hospital, your trusted hometown vet. We offer a wide variety of veterinary services, including boarding. Dr. Kaylee McCary is a Madison County native who has been serving the Flora community and surrounding areas since 2013. She leads our team of highly trained and compassionate women. We are located at 740 Highway 49 in the Cotton Exchange Plaza. Call today at 601-879-3222. At Flora Animal Hospital, we treat your pets like our own.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, experience counts, and the Rusty Healy Agency has been serving Madison and the rest of the Jackson Metro for over 35 years. Local agent Landon Thompson is keeping that trusted tradition going strong. As a local independent agent, he's not locked into one provider. The Rusty Healy Agency can shop the top insurance companies to find the best fit for you. And everyone knows that the Rusty Healy Agency and Landon Thompson offer top quality local customer service. Contact Landon today at 601-856-3681.
Delicious food and a relaxing atmosphere combine to make the best place for sports fans and foodie fans to watch the game and just hang out. Capitol Grill of Jackson. Of course they've got the games, but food, oh my goodness. Mouth-watering po' boys, fish, steaks, appetizers, and a specialty pizza menu. Kitchen opens at 5 Monday through Thursday and 11 Friday through Sunday. And happy hours are daily at Capitol Grill. Also enjoy the all-new Tuesday night and karaoke on Wednesday and Friday nights from 8 till midnight with DJ Money Ma. Capitol Grill, DeVille Plaza in Jackson.
Come together.
We are back here on this Wednesday afternoon, the Lindsay Beckham Show, for the last minute or so. There was big news out of the Gulf Coast High School, I believe. the last several days. I think there was a school board meeting a few days ago. The Magnolia Tribune has reported on it that there is a controversy over setting up a Club America at their high school, which is a Turning Point USA club. There are some students who wanted or questioned how to get that set up and going, and they have been met with pushback. I think there's a little girl, Riley. She's a high school student, and she spoke at the school board meeting explaining why she wanted a Club America in her high school, and then she was followed by adults who spoke of all the things wrong with such a club. I completely disagree with those adults, and I am talking with some of the TPUSA reps, hopefully maybe have one on the show later this week to discuss what's going on over on the Gulf Coast concerning that issue. So y'all stay tuned for that, and I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place right here. See you then. Don't miss it. WIB 103.9.